Ashley with EmpireTV, sitting here with Tampa's own Set It Off on their Empire stop of their fall tour. So if you guys go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
I'm Max Danziger, I play drums.
I am Cody Carson and I sing.
I'm Dan Claremont, I play guitar.
Alright, so congratulations on your full-length release of Cinematics.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely phenomenal record.
Thank you.
Your last EP, Horrible Kids, came out in January, and this is now your full-length all in 1 year. How do you guys keep pushing out so many creative and original songs?
I think we're just like constantly writing is the thing. Like literally, I know we just finished Cinematics, but while we were in the studio for that album, we started writing immediately. Like there's already a demo in the works, and we already have like 4 or 5 ready to go. So we just genuinely love writing, and it just kind of just flows. You know, we all just get together and do it.
Alright. Your album Cinematics, you guys worked with Zach Odom and Kenneth Mount. He's worked with Go Radio, All Time Low, and all those other bands. How do you think he shaped the influence of this record, if at all?
It was a great balance with them. I mean, they both had a very strong musical understanding of how the theoretical aspect of music worked, and they also had a respectful understanding of how to have that pop sensibility as a musician to make yourselves get out there and appeal to your listeners.
Like when we going into working with them, like we knew that their I guess you could say resume of people that they worked with was generally heavy towards the pop side. But the tones in general that they got, like one time I remember specifically we were in the van and Max was listening to We Are the In-Crowd album. And I sat up just like, who did this album? And he was like, Zach and Ken, and so I looked into more of their stuff, and it was like, those tones with this darker sound would just make so much sense. And we met them, and it was like they became new band members, you know, like they became our best friends immediately, and they knew what we were going for, and because of that connection, it just led to a record that we're extremely proud of.
I think it gave like a whole new dimension as far as like their ideas that they came in there with, you know, stuff that we would have never thought of.
Yeah.
The good thing is they bring it in, and everything they come up with is a good idea, but they never will, you have to do this, you have to do that, you know, they would bring it up in the perfect way, and it always fits so well. It's great, perfect.
So a lot of the songs on Cinematics are very intimate and deep lyrically. What was the writing process for these songs? I mean, a lot of these are very personal tales, so definitely had some intensive writing.
Yeah, no, as far as lyrically goes, we never like to release a song that is not something that means a lot to us. As far as growing up, Horrible Kids was a lot of like a growing up album, like things that I went through my early youth. And I don't always like to write about stuff like that. Like we're constantly going through different things, and Cinematics is more like current times, like my 22, 23-year-old self, what I'm going through currently. And you know, Dad's song specifically, I lost my father in 2008 due to cancer, and since that day, like I wanted to write a song about that situation. But I'm very overcritical and very over-analytical, and I just wasn't happy ever with it. And Zach and Ken really helped me find that balance of the song and help me find the lyrics that I wanted to do to get that message across. Such songs like Swan Song, you know, Swan Song's about like my friends that like we had together in high school, and then they eventually were just like they went their separate ways, and we said we were going to be best friends forever. My only way to cope that I found is through music, like through performing. We all cope through our personal problems by being on stage. That's why we kind of lose it, you know, like people go to shows and they lose their mind just on like watching their favorite bands play, and we can just kind of do it on stage. So I do it through performing, and I do it through writing lyrics about really personal stuff, and I don't really care if it's too personal, because I know some people don't want to put themselves out there like that, but why not show them who we really are, you know?
I feel it was with this record, it was a situation of like, you know, not to be cliche with bands, you know, get tired of writing songs about girls, you know. Yeah. That's the most general thing that musicians write music about. Relationships, love. And I feel like we've all went through a very serious time in our life at one point or another, where it was now or years ago, that we felt that we had with the point time to spread our wings and talk about the relationships in all our lives.
I tried to avoid it at all costs. He's so right with that relationship thing, because Come Before the Storm is like all relationships. And then, but with this one, I couldn't help it with I'd Rather Drown. I was so mad. I had to get it out. But, you know, sometimes whatever it calls for, you know, it's just what comes out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with the release of Cinematics, the fans who purchased it online, you donated $1 to VH1's Save the Music. Why did you guys pick that charity specifically?
Well, all of us right here, when we were growing up, we were involved in band programs, and it really shaped our work ethic, like our characteristics of how we deal with music, our musical knowledge in general. And if it weren't for the music program that I was part of, I wouldn't even know Dan at all. And so, like, we owe a lot of who we are and our knowledge in music in general to our upbringing, our music programs that we were a part of. So when we were going through possible charities, we thought of different areas that related to us, but when we heard that, we're like, that makes the most sense. We're an orchestral rock band, and constantly, every day, music programs are being threatened to be just completely cut of funding, and it happens. Like there's a lot of schools, like I just got tweets when I would post about, like, yo, we lost our band program, now I don't have that. And it was so upsetting to hear that. So to know that we could still help that out was great, and we're so proud to say that because of all the support, we were able to reach number 4 on Billboard Teen Seekers, and we raised over $5,000 for the charity.
Wow.
So we're really excited to say that.
I think it's very, very underrated. People look at it as just like, oh, it's music education, whatever, but it's more than that. You really find a family in that, and to be able to bring light to that and show people, like, hey, this means a lot to us and it should mean a lot to you, was great. I'm really glad we were able to do that.
Alright, awesome. So your tour with There for Tomorrow is about to wrap up. We're at the end of it. What's been the craziest night of the tour so far?
I'd probably say Orlando.
Oh, you're right. That was like the second day in, too.
Yeah, it was the second day of tour. Both There for Tomorrow ourselves are from Florida, and Divided by Friday, it's kind of known fact that they're our best friends that we tour with. So the three of us were just in Orlando and just having a good old time. It was like I think the second week of football at the NFL. Everybody was drinking, having a good time.
Yeah.
Max actually got physically jostled by a person.
Ryan Seaman from Falling in Reverse came out. It was awesome. We had a great time. We were all drinking, and I think I'd met him. I think that might have been my first time meeting him. Might have met him briefly before, but anyway, so very new. We're acquaintances, and he just picks me up, gives me a hug, and then he picks me up and starts shaking me like this. It's a crowded bar. The only way I can explain it is like jostling, like just jostling my whole body all across the bar. It was weird. It was
like a
awesome.
small.
It was. I don't even know. I can't even. Yeah, I don't even know.
It was good. And then, like, everyone, of course, drinks were had. A said person, will not name them, threw up in the van in the morning, and it looked like SpaghettiOs mixed with hot dogs.
Yeah.
And there was a quote. I was quoted later. Matt from Divided by Friday rode in the van with us that night, and woke up, and the person opened the back door, and I saw the throw up. And the quote of the tour of this area of this section was, "Oh my God," because I just witnessed it. I was like, ah, and I can't deal with throw up. I can't. It's so. But if
Violent amounts too.
yeah,
Violent.
If you want to know how little I deal with throw up, go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/setitoffband. And when we announced our tour with Yellow Card in February of next year over in Europe, we announced it by throwing up and doing the gallon challenge. And if you watch, there's two things you need to watch for. When you watch someone throw up, look at my face, because I always go, and then I throw up, and then watch Zach, because he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world, because whenever someone throws up, he's just losing his shit and laughing hysterically. So, I know it sounds gross, but it's, just check it out. Just check it out.
Alright, so after several releases and countless touring in 2012, what's next for Set It Off in 2013?
Oh, well, so far, to finish out the year, we got this full U.S. tour, Sparks to Rescue, and then we are in the Handguns as well, which they're blowing up. So stoked to meet those guys. And then in December, we're planning some holiday shows, and then after that, 2013, we got Yellow Card in Europe with Like Torches, and then there's another band coming, so we can't talk about that yet, but it's going to be awesome. That's overseas. And then we're, of course, every year, every band's going for a Warped Tour, but we're really hoping to get that under wraps for 2013. And just non-stop touring. Like, just want to be on the road non-stop.
Yeah, probably more throw up.
And more throw up.
Lots of vomit. No, we just want to be on the road, put our record out and get music out to people that love it.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap with Set It Off. Until next time, thanks for tuning in to Empire TV.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Love you so much.
Bye. Bye.